It's the centerpiece of a collection of classic vehicles that Mike Peters of Burlington, Connecticut, spent years searching for. A 1965 Buick GS.
I probably looked at for 2.5 years, I probably looked at 3,000, at least, Buick GS's.
The GS was Buick's answer to Pontiac's GTO muscle car. Peters found his in Mississippi with a 401 cubic inch nailhead V8 engine and 4-speed transmission.
I was saving for years to buy my dream car. I wanted a red car, I wanted a big block, I wanted AC, I wanted standard.
The 1965 model year was the first year of the GS, which stands for Grand Sport.
Came out in 65.5. It's on a Skylark platform, so it shares the Skylark VIN, but it has the GS badging, which means it has a heavier frame. It has the big block. This is a numbers matching, 80,000 miles, original.
Peters owns several other classic cars, including a 1968 Mercury Cougar and a 1970 Chevrolet Monte Carlo, as well as a 1977 Datsun pickup. He's given them all names.
There's Rodney, that's the Monte Carlo, and this is Granny. I have a 68 Cougar, that's Freddie Cougar. And I have a Datsun, I call that Chit Box because it came from Chittenango.
That's a village in New York. Peters' love of old vehicles goes back to his youth. His father owned a garage and built stock cars, and he'd hang out there.
I'm the floor sweeper, and I just grew to love these cars. My father and my brother have passed away, so when I go to the shows, it's a way of being with my family.
Peters works on his cars at all hours of the day and night and puts in a lot of hours.
I would say close to 20 to 30 hours a week easily. I'm playing around every week, you know. If not, I'm bored. So, yeah, I mean, I just love it. To me, it's like others, they do it for a living. And you know, everybody knows when you do something for a living, it becomes a job. It's not quite as fun unless you really love it. And this is something that, you know, that it gives back, and I don't have to do it for a living. And it just gives me enjoyment. You know, the hunt for the parts, even looking at all the other cars and being in with all the other people and the driving and going for cruises. It's just, for me, it's what I live for, really. That and grandkids.
Not only does the GS look good, it has power.
It really drives like a Buick. It drives, the Monte Carlo's got it beat. The Monte Carlo, you're sitting on the couch, okay? But it drives very well. For the day, I keep thinking that Grandpa bought this car back in the day brand new. This is what Grandpa and Grandma drove to the grocery store. This is what they bought. And that's amazing to me, because if you drove it or heard it, it's like Grandpa is like a gearhead.
As much as he enjoys the GS, though, Peters suggests that it's not untouchable.
If you told me I had to get rid of all my cars, the Monte Carlo would have to stay. That's would just have to. I wouldn't like it, but that would have to be it. It would have to be the car.
That's because the Monte Carlo came first. That's Ride Connecticut. I'm Bud Wilkinson. And don't forget, please subscribe to Ride Connecticut's YouTube channel.